Alright, so welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're talking about some more SparkingZero. Now this time on this video, I have 10 tips for you guys to help improve in SparkingZero. Now these are all combat tips. I don't really want to talk about anything outside of combat. Combat is mainly the most important thing in this game. This is where you're winning, this is where you're losing, this is what we're struggling with, so this is what I want to talk about mainly in this game. Now I've been playing SparkingZero pretty much non-stop every single day. Even on the day before the game came out, I did a 24-hour stream consecutively playing the game. I've been playing the game non-stop, so if you guys want to see some more gameplay, or if you guys have any more questions for me, tap into my Twitch streams. I can help you guys. I've been getting a ton of questions about what to do in this scenario, what to do in this scenario, how do I do this, how do I do that. So that's why I decided to do a video like this. So if anything in this video is confusing and you guys have any questions, comment it down below or come to my Twitch streams and ask me any question. I'm usually live almost every single day playing some SparkingZero. Anyway, without further ado, let's go and hop right into it. I don't want to waste any time. First tip I got for you guys is to stop taking back shots. Now back shots is a very annoying thing in this game because back shots are very powerful. They make combos sort of true, but not really true, because there's no combos in this game that are usually true. A lot of content creators have been doing videos saying, oh, this is a true combo, blah, blah, blah. Combos in this game aren't really true. Believe me, I've been playing this game constantly. Combos aren't true. Even if you back turn someone, there's still a way to get out of it, and the way you're going to get out of it is Z counters. Now, Z counters are a thing that you did in the training mode of this game. If you did the super training with Piccolo, then you have done it before. You just probably forgot what it was. Now, Z counter, it's pretty much the counter where you press up and the attack button at the right timing, and then like it does like a little white circle effect, and then you kick them away. That's pretty much how you can stop back shots in this game. So a way that you can replicate this in training mode, if you want to practice even further outside of the super training with Piccolo, you want to hop into practice mode and then turn on training settings and then go to opponent settings, and then for the strategy, set it to rush high speed movement. Now what this does is that this makes the NPC focus on rush high speed attacks and pretty much just punches and kicks and constantly vanishing behind you. So basically in that scenario, you can pretty much replicate it like an actual match, and then you can pretty much make the enemy like hit you from behind, and then you just pretty much try and Z counter it. To do Z counters, it's not really easy, but that's just a way that you can get out of it. You have to pretty much have good timing for when it happens. You pretty much just up unsquare on the controller at the right timing, and then you will get out of the combo. What I typically like to do is that I typically like to see like the first 1 or 2 punches, and then I start to do it. It's not hard and it's not easy, but if you keep practicing it, you can definitely get it down. Now, there is one more way that you can also get out of the back shots, is that when you see a gap when they try to dash in for the next square attack, you can use a vanishing attack. Now, this way, I don't really recommend it because I haven't really tested this much. I usually would just try and go for a Z counter, but if you're struggling, you can try and use a vanishing attack. Vanishing attack is that thing where in training mode, this is the training thing right here. If you come into training mode, as you can see, into follow-up attacks, you see vanishing attack right here. This is the thing where you basically vanish behind your enemy. So like when they were to dash in for an attack, you can just do this, and then yeah, you do a vanish attack. It's basically a thing where you teleport behind your enemy, but I don't really like this option because this option takes ki, and if you don't have ki, you kind of have to go for a Z counter, but this is just another option if you need it. Now for my next tip, I have a tip for you guys to beat people that constantly ki dash or super dash at you 24/7, especially round start. It's very annoying because the match will start, they super dash at you, and then you're eating a combo. And this is not good because look how much damage you can take if you let people do this. Like, look at this. This is probably gonna do like 19k damage, and if it's a character of higher DP points, you can probably instantly at the start of the match just take like 25k damage or something if it's a fusion or something like that. And look at that. Look how much bars of health the Frieza has already lost. So to negate that, what you want to do is that I'll see if I have any footage on the screen here. Usually what people do is that match starts, they super dash at you, or they're super dashing at you randomly in the middle of the match, they mash square. What you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to sidestep. You're going to sidestep because sidestepping is very good in this game. Or you could throw Ki Blast at them and then go in for a combo. But if you're going to go for the option to throw Ki Blast, you have to be moving and then throw the Ki Blast and then go in for the combo. Those are two really good options. I recommend the sidestep one because you're going to sidestep, they're going to whiff their grab or punch or whatever the hell, and then you get to instantly get behind their back and then take the combo for free. That's a safer option and much better option in my opinion. And for my next tip is to figure out what your character's rolling hammer is. Now rolling hammer, this is basically the move that back turns your enemy. For Cell, it's his 5th triangle move after square. For my Gohan here, for example, it's his 4th one, and for Videl, it's her 3rd one. And this is really important because, like, obviously combos do more damage when you're hitting them in the back, and also they're harder to escape when they're hitting them in the back. Obviously, you can still escape backshot combos with Z counter, but the enemy takes more damage when you're hitting them in the back, and also the enemy might not have the Z counter timing down to evasive that. And also, you can't perception if you're getting hit in the back. Same thing with revenge counters. That's why backshots are really strong in this game. Now, you can easily figure out what your character's rolling hammer is by coming to the explanation of controls. And then you go to rush chain actions right here. See, for Videl, it says square, square, triangle. For Cell, since this is his 5th hit, it says square, 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 triangle, and so on and so on. That's pretty much how you figure out what your character's rolling hammer is. And obviously, I don't really have to explain too much of why that's important. Giving your enemy backshots in this game is very, very powerful, so don't sleep on it. I'm pretty sure you guys already know how strong it is. You guys have probably felt it before. Pause. To my knowledge, every character in the game has a rolling hammer. But I heard there's like a few that don't, but I'm not too sure who doesn't. But if anyone has like a list of it, comment it down below, and maybe they have other ways of turning your enemy around if they can't use a rolling hammer. And for my next tip is to go for your flying kicks, which is your overhead. Now, if I recall, every single character in the game has this. I know you guys have been in a situation before where like, oh my god, they're just blocking 24/7, or like they keep blocking and then they hit me with a perception. It's very annoying, or like it takes way too long to get to the point where I can like guard break them, since it's like on like the 5th or 6th hit or whatever. There's a way to get around people that just block over and over and over, unless they actually block high and low, because blocking high and low are a thing in this game. People don't know that, but you can block high and you can also block low to block lows. Now, what most people do, they just block neutrally. That is not really that good to do, because you can do something called flying kicks. Now, flying kicks, I'm pretty sure every single character in the game has this. I don't think I've ever played a character that doesn't, but flying kicks is basically a move that has to get blocked high. Now, to do this, you just do square and triangle. That's literally it. So as you can see, he's blocking like crazy, but if I do this, I can combo him now. I'm not seeing enough people use this because it's really good. You can do this on like any character. All of my characters have this, and even after you do the flying kicks, you can combo off of it. So like, it's really, really good. Obviously, they can vanish all that stuff afterwards, but like they might not. I don't want to like gaslight you and give you snake oil saying, oh, this combo is true after this or whatever. But like, flying kicks is really, really good. I'm not seeing a lot of people use it, so definitely use that more to get past people that are just blocking neutrally. Now, the way to beat flying kicks is that obviously they have to block high. But a lot of people, since this game is new, they're not blocking high. Every character you have can utilize this, if I recall correctly. So make sure you use this to get past people's block. All right, for the next tip, we have swapping and tagging out. Now, this is a pretty major tip and a very, very easy one to apply to your gameplay. Now, swapping in and tagging out is very, very important in this game, because when you swap a character out, you heal in the back. You can't really see it if you're healing, but trust me, that character is healing in the back. It's actually really, really good to apply to your gameplay. Not a lot of people do it. I don't know why. The only people I usually see doing it are people that use like a bunch of characters, but even if you're just using 2 characters or 3, you should keep swapping out. Let's say you're starting to match out, you do a combo or 2, and then the enemy gets like 3 combos in on you, and then you're starting to lose, and you hit them with like 1 BMB. At the end of the BMB, you can swap out the character. There's multiple ways to swap out in this game. Even if you do a combo and your enemy is in a knockback state where they're flying back to where like you can super them, instead of supering, you should probably switch. Now, if you want to practice this, you can easily practice this by coming to the battle training and pressing chase change. Now, chase change, how this works is that you can just do a square combo and then tag it to your next character. It'll hit the enemy, and then boom. That's an easy way to switch out. Or you can do a knockback and then tag it to your next enemy, and then they'll hit the enemy, and then after that, you can set it up for a super, which is really good because, as you can see, he's flying away. It's a really, really easy way to switch characters in this game, and I don't see a lot of people utilize it. So keep the team alive. It is very important. And for my next tip I have is to abuse perception. Now, perception, if you are confused on what perception is, because this game has a million different defense mechanics, if you come over here to advanced counters, you can see perception. Perception, all you have to do is just hold the button. You literally just hold the button, your enemy strikes a pose, your character strikes a pose, and then boom, you just counter the enemy. That's literally it, and then you take the combo. It's crazy. Or you can be blocking, and you can also hold the button, which is really, really damn good, because you basically just take their combo for free. This is why it's very important to back turn your enemies, because if you're taking back shots, you cannot use perception. So that's why it's very important to use your rolling hammer, which is what was in the other tip earlier. And there's also super perception as well, which you can pretty much just hold, and then like if anyone were to hit you, it instantly counters them, and then boom, you just get a combo. It's actually crazy. There also is Sonic Sway. How Sonic Sway works is that like this is like the little dodge and weave move thing. Basically guard, and if you do have like the timing, a little dodge and weave move that takes one of the enemy's key bars, which is really nice. Let me see if I can replicate it for you guys. Yeah, that. As you can see, yeah, it took 1 bar from Piccolo and then it kicked him back. It's pretty much the same thing as Perception, but just with perfect timing. But still, keep using Perception. It is very, very broken. Honestly, it needs a nerf because all you have to do is just hold the button while you're on defense, and then boom, you get a Perception. It's actually really cheap. And for my next tip for you guys, I have is to please, I beg of you, use your skill counts. Skill counts are ridiculously overpowered in this damn game. The skill count bar is the little blue bar you see at the top left that's counting up. As you can see, it hit 1 just now. As it goes up, when you unlock 2, you can start to use your little super counter thingies right there. As you can see, there's instant transmission right there that costs 2, and then there's wild sense right there that costs 2. These things are insanely broken in this game. Some of the list of very strong skill count moves are like wild sense, after image, explosive wave, and power up to the very limit. These things are very, very broken in this game. As you can see, this is wild sense right here. It says automatically dodge a melee attack and counter attack your enemy. So basically how this works is that, look, let's say I put on wild sense right now. I put it on. There's no indicator at all. Your enemy does not know when you put this thing on. The only way your enemy can know you used wild sense, or if you were to use any of these like little or after image or anything like this, is they would have to just keep track of your skill count. Like, that's literally it. As you can see, my skill count's at 6 because I'm in training mode, so it's like max at infinite. But like, if Frieza were to hit me, I'm going to put wild sense on right now. See, it took 2 bars, so now my thing's at 4. If Frieza were to hit me, instantly it sets me up for a super. It's really, really damn good, and it's very strong. A lot of people are using it. You should be doing it too. Like, the moment you get 2, if you're not like a transformation character or nothing like that, you should keep using it. Like Cell, for example, this is perfect Cell. He can't transform. So like, all these skill bars that I have, I can easily just keep using them for my supers. Boom. Instantly 11k damage off rip, and the enemy won't know when I activate it. The only way they know is that if they keep looking at my skill count. This is why you should also keep note of your enemy's skill count as well, to see what they popped or if they're using something. There's a lot of different skill count skills that are really, really strong in this game, especially after image. This thing is insanely broken. A lot of the low cost characters have this skill, and some high cost ones as well. After image is this skill right here. Basically, what after image does is that you automatically dodge all attacks except Ki Blast for 15 seconds. All attacks. Do you know how broken that is? So basically, I can proc it, right? And I'm gonna have Frieza attack me. Look, the Frieza cannot attack me. The only way the Frieza can attack me is with melee attacks. It just constantly keeps saying can't see me. If you see a dialogue proc, that means your enemy has after image activated or something like that. There's a lot of characters in this game that have this as well, and it's for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is a lot of time. It does count 3 skill counts, to be fair, but like, obviously, it's very, very strong. Look, the Frieza cannot hit me. It's insanely strong, and like, if the Frieza were to try and hit me, boom, I have his back, and then boom, I have a combo now. It's just insanely broken. There's a lot of characters that have this, so this is why I say please use your skill count stock thingies. They're very, very broken. There's a lot of different ones that are really, really good in this game. Some will take you into max mode instantly. Like for example, if I use Future Gohan, he has power up to the very limit. It costs 3. It puts him instantly in max mode, and this thing gives him a bunch of different buffs. So as you can see, it boosts his melee attack, his key attack damage, his blast power, his defense, his key recovery speed. Like, this thing is crazy. So basically, when I'm in max mode with Gohan, I can just pretty much do this, and I can just super them, and they just take insane damage. It's insanely good, but like, yeah, this is why I say please use your skill count. It's really, really strong. For my next tip, I'm going to talk about transforming. Transforming is very strong in this game. It is way stronger than just picking the base character, because when some characters transform in this game, they get buffs, and also some of them can heal. Now, to show this off, I'm going to be using some simple characters here. I'm going to use Super Goku, and I'm going to use Super Vegeta. These are both very cost-efficient characters because they both only cost 5, and they can go up to like something like Super Saiyan Blue. Now, for Cell, for example, I'm going to show off how his transformation works, because his transformation is actually really, really good. So I'm going to put his health to minimum, and as you can see, I'm going to put it back to normal, and now I'm going to transform into Cell. Well, final form Cell.
Check out my perfect form. It's perfect.
And as you can see, I healed about half of a bar, which is really good. It's not that crazy, but it is still really, really good because health is really good in this game. And also, if I'm correct, some characters get damage buffs when they transform. I'm not too sure who gets a damage buff, but I've heard some characters also get damage buffs. I'm not sure if it's only for fusions or if it's for any character's transformation. But now, for example, I'm going to talk about the fusion part. So when you fuse two characters in this game, it combines both of their health bars into one. So like, let's say Goku was one shot and my Vegeta was max health. It's going to combine both their health bars. But if a fusion's health bar is at max like 4 bars or something, I can basically spend 2 bars with Goku if I really wanted to. So I'm gonna have Frieza hit me here until I lose like a bar or 2. So like, you can basically just keep fighting with Goku or Vegeta or whatever, whoever your point character is, and then when you're about to lose too much health, you can finally fuse them, and then the cost return is actually really, really good. So as you can see, my Goku has 1 bar of health left now. And this Frieza, I'm gonna make him stop hitting me. And now I'm going to fuse into Gogeta Blue.
Do this. I didn't want to have to resort to this again. Fusion.
And then boom, he's back at max health as if nothing ever happened. That's why it's so annoying to fight fusions in this game, because look, it's as if Goku lost no health, because this character's max health is 4 bars anyway. So even if I lost a bar or 2 on Goku, it doesn't even matter. So basically, I got the chance to use Goku, do as much damage as I possibly can, and then I got to fuse and get a max health Gogeta Blue out of it, or any form of Gogeta or whatever, which is really, really good. That's why fusion teams are strong as heck in this game. And then also, apparently fusions, I don't really know if this is 100% true because I don't play any fusions, but when you fuse, you get damage buffs or something of some sort when you fuse in actual matches. But I don't know how true that is, because I've tested fusing in training mode and then doing like a basic auto combo. It did the same damage as if I picked the fusion. So like, I'm not too sure how much of that is true, but all I know is that getting the chance to just save 2 extra health bars just because you fused is really, really good. So this is why you should definitely transform or fuse instead of just flat out picking that fusion, unless you, I guess, don't want to deal with the fusion part, because you do have to stay alive to get enough blast stocks to go into that fusion. But it's not that hard in this game because the skill count bar goes up really fast in this game compared to previous iterations. And for my next tip, this kind of ties in with my last tip. Try to save as much BP as you possibly can. For example, I'm going to pick a very expensive team like this. I'm going to pick Goku Black, then I'm going to pick Gogeta Blue, and my last character is going to be like a random 3-point character, like, for example, Birder. As you can see, this is a 21-point team. You can't run this, but there is a way you can run it if you use the regular forms of the character. So I'm going to use base form Goku Black, and then use base form Gogeta, and then boom, adds up to 15. I save 6 points since I'm not using their final forms. Very, very cost efficient team. There's more examples of this, like for example, this is Broly right here. You can use base Broly, he costs 5, and then you can just transform him mid-match, and then you get a 9 character. That is insane. For example, a team like this is 22 out of 15. You can't run this team, but you can, because if you actually use their base forms, you get to save about 7 skill points. Look at this. Base Vegeta, and then boom, you got yourself 15, and you got 4 characters. Like, this is insane. This team right here is disgusting. Like, you get to use all these characters that can transform. Yajirobe with his Sensu beans, and then you got Herco in the back in case you need to switch to someone while one of these 2 characters can heal in the back or something like that. So this is why the cost system in this game is very important. It can allow you to do some nasty teams that are just ridiculously stupid. Like, this team is stupid. Like, Broly costs 5. You get to change him to a 9 character. Vegeta costs 7. You get to change him to a 10 character. Like, what? That's insane. That combined with how fast you get super stocks or whatever in this game, it's just insanely easy to transform these characters. And even if you don't get to transform, these are 2 like damn near boss characters. They're very good on their own. And for my last tip, it is to draft as much characters as you possibly can, and definitely make sure you make as much use as possible as the full total BP. Spend all your points that you can. Now, obviously, this also ties in with my swapping tip. This is very important. If you have 5 characters and you keep swapping out over and over and over and over, it's insanely good. Your characters can keep healing in the back. This also ties in with how I keep saying, keep the team alive. And some of these low-cost characters are insanely stupid. Like, for example, this is a very disgusting team. Look at this team right here. These are 4 characters that can heal. And if you combine this with how they can heal themselves while they're fighting you, and the fact that they can keep switching over and over and over, it's like, bro, what in the hell? Some of these low-cost characters are ridiculously stupid, and they have like 3 health bars as well, which is like, what? It's so stupid. And also, it's just stupid. Like, you can run the full Ginyu team as well, and then you can have 5 characters. Like, look at this. You can do this. This is the full Ginyu team, and this is actually viable because it's 5 characters. Drafting as much characters as you possibly can. Holy crap. Drafting as much characters as you possibly can is really good because all these characters are all good individually as well. Keep in mind, some of these 3 BP characters are very good on their own. So, for example, I'm going to show you this. Let's say a character like Hercule. Hover over Hercule here, and you open his tab. Look at his skill chart at the right. That is very bad. But if you compare him to a character that's like 3 BP, like let's say Pan, for example, it's night and day. Like, some of these low-cost characters are insanely cheap and are insanely strong. Some of these characters should not be like 3. Like, some of them have insanely broken kits. Like, for example, Pan has after mid-strike. That's a very broken move. And if you compare her chart to someone like a 5 BP, like Vegeta, it's not even that different. It's really not that far different. All of them, for example, have after mid-strike except Yajirobe. But Yajirobe has Sensu Beans. But as you can see, after mid-strike, after mid-strike, after mid-strike, after mid-strike. A lot of these low investment characters are really good. And if you have space in your team to fit them in, please do. Fill up all your points as you possibly can. Having as much characters as you possibly can and constantly switching over and over and over is a good way to win matches. Keep the team alive. Anyway, that's pretty much it for all my tips. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I wanted to keep it as short and simple as possible. Hopefully these tips, 1 or 2 of them, help you out in any way, shape, or form. If any of these tips help you, please consider leaving a like on the video and also tap into my Twitch stream. I've been live streaming this game every single day since launch, and I'll probably be live if you're seeing this video. So please subscribe, like the video, and I got more SparkingZero content coming for you guys soon. I also got a lot of different Sparking videos already up on the channel if you want to take a look. So take a look at the SparkingZero playlist, and yeah, hit the sub button, like the video, and yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Take care, guys.